And we're live. Hopefully it's working. Facebook still broken, but we'll deal with it for now because Facebook doesn't like us apparently.
We're not ESL.
No, absolutely not. My production is better than ESL anyways. Big Kappa right there. Galio already being banned by the enemy team by UMBC versus Concordia today for the top 16 of the Collegiate LoL series. A win today will secure either of these teams' place in the playoffs, which pretty much guarantees you a nice $1,000 US. Pretty nice, don't you think?
For sure. Definitely good money in the pocket, or towards the scholarship for sure. Not a small amount, and it's also kind of a prestige, right? You want to prove your team is good. This is more than just the money. It's also proving that your team's competitive and hopefully getting sponsorships, hopefully getting noticed.
Absolutely. I'm just going to fix some audio levels because a few of them are insane right now.
Don't compress your mic again, bro.
No. The mic is fixed. It's mostly the desktop audio just going insane at insane levels for whatever reason. Forgot to change the team names. Unfortunate. Let me just open that in Photoshop. Nobody's gonna see it for another half, but then they're gonna see it and they're gonna be like, team names. Team names are wrong.
Just do the random names like OSCS, like TSM versus CLG.
Team names are wrong.
And then someone's gonna have the cojones to say any production lol.
I mean, we did say we were better than ESL production, and ESL forgets to put team tags all the time. So just the fact that I have them, already better than ESL. I also forgot to change the corner. Goddamn, I suck today.
It's not even Monday. You can't even blame Monday, bro.
Nope. So you can carry this picks and ban while I fix these.
So we have over on UMBC's side, if I remember correctly, Vlad, Sion, Galio banned. Well, on Concordia we see Mumu banned, which is played a lot by their jungler, Varus banned, and Camille.
Mumu, pretty much a target ban.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting to see what happens in phase 2 of this draft. Expect maybe some supports to be banned out.
Still surprising me. Always see Nar and Jarvan picked basically all steals during the season because they're such safe picks, you know? Can't really go wrong with them until they get the nerf bat.
Jarvan's always like pretty reliable what he does. You know how he's gonna engage. Zac too, it's like I'm just gonna fly through the sky and engage on you from a million miles away. So pretty standard for teams to pick that. Irelia, kind of different. We haven't seen much Irelia this season as a whole, but we know she's tanky and absorb damage forever and does fairly well versus Gnar when he's mini, so lame. Rakan ban coming out. Kind of interesting. One that I didn't expect. I mean, when you look at a lot of Captcha's match history, it's a lot of Janna, it's a lot of Tom Kench, things like this. Rakan, kind of an interesting ban, really shortening out the support pool right now.
And you see two champs running cleanse, which we haven't seen in a while unless my game's bugging out.
Well, they're both on cleanse for the time being. Interesting.
Cleanse themselves of the toxicity that is public sometimes.
Yeah, unless they're both running Spellbook. Ooh, Concordia gets Braum, which is pretty much the power pick in bot lane. You can't very much do anything versus somebody other than Braum. It's one of those picks that's just so good.
Very reliable, I noticed, especially against projectile teams.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good against Tristana for like, oh, you want to put your thing on your satchel charge on the turret and pump it up? Well, I'm gonna just shield it so you get barely any damage off while sieging.
Let me just check if all the streams are alright.
Interesting also note that there was an Orianna ban, like you said, another targeted ban towards the mid laner.
Yep, kind of get rid of whatever they think might be hard to deal with. We've seen like Ori's scale up into the late game or into 35 plus minutes, just making this game super hard to close because one Ori shockwave will just ruin your entire team. And ZZ picks out the Veigar.
Veigar is the most exciting game to watch late game, but at the beginning it's just like, oh, he hit a Q. Oh, he hit another Q.
I mean, versus things like Victor, where he's rather immobile, and if you get that cleanse out early, you could pretty much trap him in that box every single time. It's also good versus Tristana because it just gives her an AoE where she can't dash over.
Right, and also stops Jarvan's EQ.
Yep.
I think it only occurs after.
It occurs after,
dashing,
yeah.
though.
Aurelia as well.
But still very reliable. So if you want to, let's say in theory, go EQ into ult, it's going to be very hard with that wall because he could get stun temporarily and they're able to have enough time to peel off.
No, ZZ said he does like the Veigar into matchups this season right now, so we'll be curious to see how that pans out. We are going to take a little break in a couple of seconds until I fix everything. We're going to go on a 3-minute break as the timer hits 2 minutes. Because I need to fix all the things. And I think Facebook should be up now, so welcome to all our viewers on Facebook. So we are playing UMBC versus Concordia. We'll take a break right now, and we'll be back in a little bit. we're into game. Interesting. Fix it for the Facebook viewers. Now the Facebook viewers can watch too.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Right, I'm in.
Awesome. Mic levels still being adjusted. Sorry about the overbearing microphone.
Just do it old school, man. Move the mic closer, further from your mouth.
It's like across my desk. That's the problem.
Put it outside in the hallway.
It's across my desk at like negative 17 decibels, so I'm afraid that no matter what I do, it's not going to get fixed.
Put mic in mouth.
No. So
Standard starts. Zach starting with red actually, and perhaps thinking of an invade.
we're potentially trying to avoid one himself. Oh, the video has stopped again on Facebook. Facebook, why do you suck at streaming?
As you say on Twitch.
Literally every time I go to ad break on Facebook, it stops.
A little bit poking top lane, kind of trying to gauge each other's damage. It's really interesting to note is Partendo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Paratendo, is really using Zaya's feathers from her passive to really make sure they can't come close because they're afraid of that rate.
Kind of one of your goals as Zaya is really zone out the enemy ADC with those things. Yeah, just make them feel scared, as you said, like that the rake's gonna come back. Especially somebody super squishy like Tristana, where the CC can be coupled with bomb stun.
That's one thing to notice. To a certain extent, which is not necessarily true through synergy, but just from a stealth standpoint, Concordia has a little bit of a benefit in the bot lane because Lulu plus Tristana isn't the most sustainable of lanes when it comes to health, but Braum is pretty tanky, even from the get-go.
So, sorry if the action is a bit wonky. I'm just trying to alt-tab and get our Facebook stream back. So both junglers opting to go for a full clear of all their camp, but then not the gank. Typical NA junglers.
To be fair, they're also playing a little bit, maybe not Jarvan, but Zac isn't the quickest of gankers necessarily. He could gank, but there's always that, oh, if I could have a little bit more of that elastic slingshot range, you know?
You need more of that tankiness.
Yeah, there's kind of like this, I just need a little bit more that you always have to be a little careful of. It's good, but it's not necessarily healthy all the time.
Okay, let me try and get this Facebook stream again. Cleanse.
Oh, are in really bad trouble. Might be going down.
Burning his flash.
Away. I think he was really caught off by the amount of damage that came out earlier there. Really fast. Just hopping in onto him and slapping him around. He's going to be using teleport to get back to top lane, so Nar will be down both summoners as of right now.
Which actually is a significant advantage for UMBC. Aurelia having both sums up makes her much more dangerous than she would be in lane.
It's weird pressing tab and not seeing all the stopwatches anymore. They got rid of that, right?
They changed the time where you get your stopwatch, so
it's not worthwhile anymore.
Just by that, like, it decreases. Yeah, it decreases its worth.
In air quotes, they got rid of it. Like they made it not as strong enough that people took it because it was absolutely strong. Like it's more of like an actual conditional pick now.
ZZ actually taking Spellbook and exchanging his heal to teleport just to get back to lane. And so far, if I had to pick a winner, I'd say the early game going in the favor of UMBC.
The small gold lead, but you always have to be a little careful of that, because if those lanes get frozen really well, and there's not super efficient ganks, or you get counter ganks and stuff, that gold lead can just keep going up, and eventually it starts becoming much more meaningful numbers.
Bot lane really wants to push this out so Parrot can go buy his BF sword.
Gonna kill that ward, get a nice little gold boost. Hopefully he doesn't go spend that all in one place.
I don't know why they so finished.
Interesting note, Nar's level 6 right now, so you saw how I really backed off, because she's kind of afraid of that Gnar ult coming out.
Does have her jungler there. He's on his way to Tribush.
Good damage coming out of Gnar. Won't be enough, possibly. Will Jarvan even make it in their time? Looks like Jarvan might not make it. Nice kill by Gnar.
Jarvan actually won't be able to reply to this. It's gonna take all Aurelia's farm.
And he saw Gnar appear just in the edge of that ward's vision, so he kind of backed off, you noticed, as he shot his boomerang. That was because he saw Jarvan. He was aware of his positioning.
See, let's check up on ZZ. How many stacks is he up to? 75 AP.
Pretty decent.
39 stacks.
Right, because he has no AP other than
his Doran's ring. In his runes.
I miss the glory days of like 4 Doran's ring start.
Opting for Catalyst. Catalyst builds into Rod of Ages and only Abyssal Mass now, so I don't think he's gonna go for that Abyssal Mask. Instead, we have a
Rod
gank on the bot lane.
Sustainable.
Lulu gonna get jumped on.
She's gonna drop.
He is gone.
Jarvan coming in a little bit late. You saw him try it just at the end. You saw him out at that bush, but it was unfortunately a little bit too late for anything meaningful. Interesting thing to note is Gnar finished his boots right away. He got ninja tabbies, which are really, really effective, of course, against someone like Aurelia.
Aurelia's gonna try another all-in, but she just keeps getting out-traded by this Gnar that's going to go mega.
It's in big trouble now.
I think I really should wait on her damage. I know she's kind of winning the CS at the moment, but
yeah, what's interesting,
yeah,
lane is winning on UNBC's Black, yeah?
Just say UMBC.
Yeah,
they have 10 million teams and they just keep calling them colors. I'm gonna get a gank onto mid though. All gonna go down onto ZZ. Not gonna get much. Oh, I'm gonna explode.
Big bomb coming out. Flash coming out on Victor. Sorry, but not enough to save.
Yeah, you can't flash point and click, my friend.
It's like an op. You can't just move it out of the way. Once it's coming, you're done. Interesting thing to note is Gnar has his flash again, basically as of right now. Or very soon, which really keeps Aurelia down because she's still halfway back from her flash. So Gnar has now the summoner advantage in lane and a gold advantage.
His TP is coming back up in a little bit, so we could be seeing a TP play bot.
Yeah, with 2 TPs open on Concordia side and not available as of right now for UNBC's.
Concordia actually placing a ward in the lower bush. Just for that, if Tristan decides to push up. That Gnar will be there. And we can assure you, it will be bloody, especially after Lulu having no flash and no heal.
Picking Lost Chapters was picked up by Veigar, which is a really good item actually. Really strong power spike, actually.
Lost Chapter got put into a bunch of items.
Has it?
We'll be interested to see what he picks up on this Veigar. Still pretty fresh on this patch. If everyone doesn't know, the most recent patch hit on Thursday, which changed a lot of the AP itemization, as well as moved some characters' power around.
I pressed P to go to the store and check, and I forgot that paused the game, so I thought my game froze for a second. 10 out of 10.
No, the AP itemization is kind of comes at a weird time, especially that usually patches like these are done really mid-season or pre-season.
This is fairly early on.
Yeah, and this is actually like into
Third season.
This is into like playoff time of like pro play.
Yeah, it's third season, bro.
Kind of weird. We get a gank
Big
off the bot lane. The
dash,
polymorph actually gonna deny him.
Fortunately, caught out. ZZ coming in
Oh
fast.
my God.
Huge explosion. Take out Tristana. Oh, 7 escaping, probably falling down too. Classic root escape, unfortunately not gonna
Zach
save
gets
him.
him, but he can't bring him back.
Gets away. That level 99 defense on 07 escaping, bro.
Concordia actually gets the better trade of that. They're also gonna get this first turret.
Sticking around, probably not a great idea.
Both teams are here.
Always like Nar's headbutt attack animation on the tower.
That's a pretty good one.
It's 10 out of 10. It's up there with the critical hit animation for Zion, where he just like Cossack kicks.
Rengar does that too, where he just kicks the turret.
Does he? I've never seen
Rengar,
that.
when you auto things, he like swipes at it, and then sometimes he just kicks it.
Kind of counterproductive for Rengar, not the most beefy of animals.
My favorite is when you Tiamat with Rengar and he just kind of like shakes. He like lowers his arms and just like Tiamat shockwave from around.
Because your animation canceling so fast.
It's super weird. So we're trying to contest this dragon. Doesn't look like they have the positioning.
Not.
Also, they don't have the HP bars or ultimates.
Ooh, this could be dangerous for 07 escaping. Choosing back off. Most of Concordia very low. They really do have to back off.
Yeah.
Interesting note, Saya went a completely different way from her team. Because she had to. She was forced off. So she's like, goodbye guys, I'm going mid.
She was also dead when that fight started.
Yeah. So she
Just
kind of rushed in and then went, nope.
the ultimates and like positioning coming in a bit late for Concordia. The ZZ's ult was down, just coming back up. Ara's ult was down, Capta's ult was down. But really, when you don't have your big ultimates like that for a CC, kind of hard to fight that versus the polymorph and point and click stuns by Aurelia. Especially the Jarvan.
One thing to
DP.
notice is Zaya finished her Essence Reaper and kept her boots unfinished, while it seems like while there's a less gold obviously, there's a BF Sword and Berserker Greaves. Do you think that benefits Tristana to go down the boots and stuff, maybe getting another damage item? Or do you think Zaya made the better
Tristana
choice?
traditionally does pretty well with attack speed, just trying to proc her E. So
Right.
shouldn't be too much of an issue.
And Jarvan also picked up Cinderhulk, which I remember used to pick up Warrior. I think it's not as effective as it used to be. He does decent damage as is anyways, especially for Red Smite.
My Facebook is all bugged out.
So Abyssal Mask was actually the first item picked up by Veigar, believe it or not.
Interesting, interesting.
I guess it's because Victor sometimes tries to get close to keep that storm on you.
Nearby enemy champions take 10% more magic damage. Well, you kind of get health. I could see why, just wanting to do more AoE magic damage.
And have a little bit of sustainability as Veigar because he tends to be super squishy.
Yeah. Or very much they could get into that fight and like... Victor, though, not going to go anywhere. Going to get exploded.
Yep.
On the backside, though, Tristana...
Being sent to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, I
Quick
really
pickup by
flanks
Even
around.
fast. Like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, she... What's that flash, though, to get into position? Oh, Paragon... Or else
Good
going to
ult.
get denied the ultimate.
Massive damage coming out. Lulu flashing away to not get caught out, but she's low on mana. There's nothing she really can do other than maybe poke a little bit.
Yeah, Concordia has lost her DPS
That's
here, so... Concordia lost her DPS
ZZ in
here.
big trouble, possibly.
Not much they can do.
Gonna have to back off and reset. Big thing to know is that's very scary for Concordia. If I really can do that unpunished and just get in on Zion, absolutely delete her, it's gonna really make the team fights very difficult, very fast.
Mostly why that happened is Zaya got chunked out early on by Tristana jumping on her line.
And then
with
you
Lulu.
saw her really flash over the wall in Q.
Yeah, so Ariela's gonna be punished for that, no doubt, but like we're just having an actually difficult time dealing with the Lulu polymorphs and the Lulu ultimates.
For sure.
Or especially if Zaya doesn't live, they have no DPS and need to wait on ZZ's cooldowns to actually get some damage out.
Right.
Which is probably what's hurting them the most, because this Trist isn't dropping, and as we say that, his polymorph then jumps away.
That's a big scary thing also for Concordia is they're gonna get so close sometimes to killing someone, just a polymorph's gonna stop them, and sometimes that can be, hopefully they keep their cool, because I could speak for myself at least, sometimes it gets really tilting and you make stupid mistakes just trying to go a little bit further. Really, his damage is really high now, but she's gotta be careful. Nars got his ult.
Fighter
Big
doesn't land the
damage.
stun, but doesn't need it.
Turns out scooping someone out of the ground and just flinging them at an object does enough damage.
Yeah, man, we're gonna see the Rift Herald try and be taken by
Victor's
Concordia.
getting poked pretty hard.
Yeah, ZZ's really trying to shove in the wave and force Victor there. Let's create a zoning
ZZ
area.
is up to how much AP now? Let's check that out. How many stacks has he acquired?
Up to 215 AP. I think he has 153 more bonus.
Off of his, yeah, 100. It got cut off. I clicked him and I saw 15. I was like,
Yeah,
that
I was
doesn't
like-
seem right.
I saw that too. I'm like, that's not a real number. I'm pretty sure he has more than that.
Bronze Vigor, LOL.
So Victor actually hasn't picked up a full item yet, just opting to level up his hex core. Pretty standard nowadays.
Yeah, one thing to note right now is that Concordia's turrets are all very healthy still. Minus top's the lowest health, and it's even then it's still fairly good shape. They've started pushing out the side lanes. Mid tower's the only tower remaining on the outer edge for UMBC.
So with this patch, Riot also buffed the Seraph, and oh, as we say that, here's an engage onto the top lane, but they're there to counter.
Are really teleporting behind.
Voss is gonna live through that. And he just
Survives.
deletes
Vigor
it.
with the save. Deleting Lulu too. Final boss Vigor is starting to get really boss-like. Massive damage coming out there.
Capture predicted the Tristana jump and just knocked him up as soon as he landed. And there's Zac again. Whoa, gonna land him.
That's a long arm.
Tentacles from certain animes that we don't talk about. And that
Especially
trade,
now with the new Twitch guideline.
and that trade actually going heavily in
Really?
the favor. ZZ's just so strong right now, and actually picked up the Seraph. So as that fight was started, what I was saying is the Seraph actually got changed, where it grants more mana, and then you could stack it a lot more quickly. So he just bought it, and then the minute that he had it, he already got 120 AP, 120 bonus mana, 136 now. So stacking that immensely fast.
For sure. Especially it benefits him to farm too. He's just standing there getting his AP up. One thing that I gotta know that annoys me is I saw the dragon top up. Just like, ooh, Inferno Drake. No, it's just the default dragon thing. It's a ocean drake.
Yeah, he's probably going to be very lonely in his pit for a long time.
It's weird because you would think he's sometimes beneficial, but for both these team comps, he's not that important. Not gonna do anything tremendous.
Both teams have heavy mana regen or mana on their carries, and their tanks.
And they're not so worried about the health regen either.
Yeah,
Because it's a lot of burst fight.
They're gonna try and rush this down. Sharp's gonna do his red buff.
One thing to note also is there's quite a bit of a gold discrepancy now. It's not massive, but if it starts getting on one particular champ, it can be very scary. Because look at Vigor. Vigor's huge.
Vigor is a big boy now. He has 400 AP, and they're actually going to use this Rift Herald and try and get this turret. UMBC is a little late. Sakari is still late to rotate over.
That Herald's gonna hurt too.
Oh, headbutt. Capture really trying to zone out this Victor just so he can clear the wave. The Herald is gonna go down. Got a decent
Pretty
chunk.
fast. That headbutt is the scariest thing by far.
The first time I saw Rift Herald, I was terrified. I'm like, what is this thing?
Make it go away.
It was like somebody put it in my lane and it charged him. I'm like, what the heck is this thing?
And then it hit your turret and you went, what the hell?
It's kind of like the first time you ever see an Enderman in Minecraft. You're like, what is this? And then it just kills you?
I think a more League of Legends oriented thing is, remember the first time you saw the Baron?
Alright, gonna get jumped on, but he's gonna survive. So much damage though coming out of Tristan. Gonna get stunned up by ZZ and deleted.
He's gotta be careful, he's taking a lot of turret damage, a lot of them are really low, trying to keep Zac alive to get away.
And he's gonna make
Zac
it.
saying sayonara.
Very small boy Zac. I like how Zac's sound effects change as he's small. He like slaps himself and it makes kind of like wet slaps. Pretty funny.
Well, you know how they made the sound of Zac, right? It's kind of funny.
Oh no, I haven't heard of this.
Oh, it's dog food in a condom, and they smacked it against the walls and
What?
stuff. Yeah, this is legit.
Riot Games. Next level. ZZ in 3 minutes, already up to 350 on that Seraph. Spamming his buttons really well, and he's getting blue buffs off cooldown, so... If he could
Dog
land...
food and beans, sorry. I forgot the beans.
Yuck.
You okay?
No. Bad
Is that not the meal of champions?
bad mental image.
I just make sure like the sound engineer doing that. Everyone at the office is like, "What are you? Oh, I'm just recording sound to the new champ. Don't worry about it." Just casually walk in the room, seeing that, and just like you know, like the GIF of Simpsons where like Abe, the old man, like walks into a restaurant, like puts down his hat, turns a 360, grabs the sound, walks back out the door. That's that sound engineer's office that day.
We're gonna try and get this turret down. The box by Veigar just makes it
Really
so
get discouraging.
hard. Yeah, it makes it so hard for the enemy team just to get near them.
Right, because what is scary is you're not afraid of the box, you're afraid of what happens when you touch the box.
That gonna deliver him into the box, and he's gonna get deleted.
Melts it again. Veigar's massive right now, 903.
Are gonna get the turret on the bot time, but the enemy team is here to help his Irelia out. Can he turn on it?
One thing to know is Veigar's at 439 AP at 23 minutes. That's a lot of AP.
He's about to go mega. Tristana's trapped, can't go anywhere.
Gets bounced on.
Oh, that's gonna
Just
whiff the
missing.
ult, but Zac is there.
It was a warning ult.
Lulu not gonna survive much longer. Concordia has free reign onto this bot turret. Para's untouched. Gets
ZZ's
another
been-
huge stun.
ZZ's been really on top of those boxes. It's one of the most important things of Veigar, even as a non-damaging skill. He's been very good at placing them down to zone out, to stun, to engage.
Just preemptively placing them before the character lands is just so strong.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna walk, you're gonna walk into this, I already know this.
Just so the Facebook doesn't go down, we might need to talk during the pause. This is gonna be
boy.
super unfortunate.
So, how's your day going?
Oh god, it's gonna end up like that. I mean, I
How's your kids?
I had to cast Overwatch on Wednesday, and the team, one of the players, into a comp game right before the match started. So he made us wait like 25 minutes for the game to start, and we were talking about nonsense. The most frustrating thing ever.
Talking about, like, upcoming games, like, what are you excited for?
I was wearing a Team Canada jersey too, and I just started to like overheat under the lights too.
You're like Rumble, you're at 100 heat?
Yep, all the time.
Oh baby, it's mating season.
Oh god. So Veigar now at 2 items. Building is third. Blasting
So much
one.
AP. It's kind
Ward
of
staff.
scary.
Let's check in on our old boy. See how much AP bonus AP he's got. 264, 575 AP at 25 minutes.
At that point, it should just say too much in like flashing red letters.
approaching maximum velocity.
Yeah, like, abort.
So Concordia's setting up Baron here. They can zone out UMBC if they ever try to do. And most importantly, they pushed out bot wave, and Inhib will be getting pushed in these super minions. So it's all the way on the other side of the map, which is really what you want to do when you set up Baron.
And they're just setting up for Baron.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you set up Baron, it's really good to have your waves pushing, and just the fact that boss lane is all the way across the map makes it even better.
You see how they're being patient, just waiting for someone to have to back to deal with that.
Like it's about to crash. Oh, he gets a slow.
Yeah. Pink's going out from blue team to notify of that, but they're gonna get caught out. This can easily be a devastating fight.
Him.
I like how it went into the air with him.
So they're gonna turn onto this. Somebody has to back on the side of UMBC. Probably gonna have to be Victor. Actually, I really gonna go deal with Victor. Try and Hail Mary steal the Baron.
Guys, that ult damage is fairly decent now, so you might see it, but it's unlikely.
Concordia knows Jarvan is there. No.
That damage on Jarvan is just insane.
You're a bit early, my friend, and Jarvan's just gonna go down.
The synchronized recall, very nice.
No, very loud. my eardrums hurt a little bit after
recall
that.
Intensified.
So now, UMBC really has nothing to answer to this Veigar, who has accumulated 14 kills.
Just melting blue.
291 bonus AP, currently at 994 AP.
Oh boy, that's scary.
Yeah, I don't want to be anyone on UMBC's team, especially Tristana.
I don't even want to be on Concordia's team, scared of like friendly fire by accident somehow. And just acquire that much AP.
Do you remember the bug with Syndra, or where her E's would hit you, or her ultimate? You could ultimate allies.
Yeah.
It was like for like one day there was a bug with Syndra where she could kill her allies. It was so funny.
I remember logging in that day and seeing Syndra is currently disabled. I was like, I found out, I saw videos. I was like, oh no. It's up there in my heart with the Xerath ulting the spawn point, causing the game to crash in levels of weird spaghetti code.
Victor just gonna get smacked. Meanwhile, After's going super low.
I always appreciate the Tetris block volley.
Stunned up. I think this is gonna be GG.
1605 Veigar is kinda endgame, unfortunately.
He ended the game at 1038 AP.
Who would win in a fight? 5 enemies or 1 Yordly boy?
He's a strong boy. Oh, that's gonna do it for game 1. So...
Are we gonna do the talk through?
Probably. We're gonna switch to the pause screen, except we're not gonna take a pause, we're just gonna keep talking. So, hold on, let me
So let's see how long we can